Welcome to my single player world. This is something that I finished building and a video came out earlier this week. Or was it last week? It's hard to tell. But it's my most recent video in the saga of Labyrinthum, and this is the lumber camp. Probably one thing that people are often trying to figure out is, what do I build next? How do you plan out what you're going to build? This lumber camp, I had an idea of doing this very early on, because I had this forested area that I wanted to build a lumber camp. And I thought that since there is a lumber camp here, I may as well make it practical. Because down here, we've got a tree farm. So it's hidden away. It's not pretty. It's not going to look pretty, but it's there. And this is a really easy way for me to get wood, as well as sticks will be another thing that I'll get plenty of. And eventually I'm going to have Fletcher villager, not here, but I'll be able to trade with the Fletcher. And yeah, it's going to have a lot of uses. Apples. I can get lots of apples here too. But I think the biggest thing, of course, is wood. I have a large amount of wood that I can gather now. But what do I do next? How do I decide what to build? Well, of course, I do need to finish the road. There's going to be a road going off in this direction, and right now it's an absolute mess of a route to get there. As you can see, we don't have really any good way of getting over there. This is pretty much blocked in many ways. But this village that I'm working on, I do have two more things to build. Well, let's just say two major builds to do. One of which will, the next video is going to be the smaller of the two big builds. And then the video after that, I will have the larger, which will actually be the largest build that I've done in this world so far. But you see, I've already gathered a lot of materials that I need for it when I was digging out that farm over there. And I still have the materials over there in chests and barrels in the sawmill. So it's I guess in a way it's building material storage over there. Both trees are wood and stone. And diorite. I actually have a lot of diorite there. Got some andesite too. And well, I'll let you in on a little secret about what I'm building next. Actually, it's not really a secret, but coming over here, we're entering the main village, and maybe I'll go on to what I'll be doing in episode 14. So I just finished 11. In episode 14, I'm going to be doing the roads. Like, that's the main thing. Transportation system. Texturing these as well. I don't want to have just this. Wait, I take it back. The fields, that was my largest project. Yeah, that took me so long. Episode 11 took me a lot shorter time. And I do have some other things. I'll let you know what I'm planning on doing. But this is the next thing I'm going to be doing. I'm going to be doing an abandoned mine. So just an entrance here, and come in here and expand this area. We're going to have some kind of office in here, I think. But this is the way I get in. Now, I am going to have something here, kind of like an entrance archway, whatever, something. But I'm going to be digging even farther back, and it's going to go quite a long ways back. I'm going to have a lot of fun doing that. It's going to involve more digging than building, to be honest. And it's not entirely functional, but it's going to improve the looks over here. I won't have this silly looking little hole in the wall. coming this way, well, the episode after that, I'm going to be building something on that island. It's a lighthouse. And I think that this place needs a lighthouse because it's all rocky there and there's a little docks in here. Yeah. And something up here that I really should have done in the last episode is take down all these trees. These things need to go. That's not all. The bamboo as well. I need to build a bamboo farm, which I will do where I've built the sugarcane farm. I'm going to build a bamboo farm down there as well. And I also need a couple of other things in there too. Although, will I put the bamboo farm in there? I don't really need bamboo in this area. So maybe not. I'll do that elsewhere, I think. But, other thing that I need to do is, how do you get up there? I don't have a nice, safe route to get up there. And it is actually going to be this way. Going across there. I'm going to build a bridge. And complete pathway going up there. That's all in episode 14. Like, all paths and roads and bridges. I'll be doing that. Now, thinking about this village in general, what made me think about what to build? So this is a farming village. And there's not much. There's very few people who live here. I guess it's not a village. It's a hamlet. So we've got one house there that's occupied by a single person. That house has 4 people that live there, although one is missing. This house has 1 person. That house has 1 person. Used to have 2. And over here, this house has 5 people. So as you can tell, it's a really small hamlet. And with such a small population base, like what kind of things could they do? Obviously farming. So it's a collection of farmhouses. Everyone works in farming except for the fisherman who does fishing. And he sells stuff here. Now, who buys all this stuff? Well, we do have, of course, a city that's going in over there. So he'll probably take a lot of his stuff over there to sell. We got this marketplace. So people traveling through can buy stuff. Which is, I think, probably the way that they all make money. Flower shop here. That's their shop. And we got pumpkins there. That's this guy here. He's got pumpkins in the backyard. Fish, pumpkins, and leather. And this would come from just someone who's probably living way, way down there. Farming down there. And there's not a whole lot else in this village. So we've got the general store, of course. So people who live around here, they've got something or some place to be able to buy stuff. But other than that, if they want to get a lot of stuff, big things, they would have to travel all the way over to that city or the next village over there, which is a larger village, which I will be rebuilding. And it'll be a farming village. There'll be so much stuff as well. Like, how do I decide what to put in every location? Now, I have used resources that lists especially like medieval type of stuff. This is not medieval. This is more very early industrial age, but it's fantasy. I'm not going to have motorized vehicles, although I think I'm going to have airships. Yeah, that's going to be fun, to be honest. What time is it? I should be able to sleep right away. So looking at a lot of the other places, like I did another video where I put up a map of what I'm building. And although it's not, maybe it's not going to go exactly how I plan, because I may come up with ideas here and there. But as I look around, and I'm going to walk and talk. I'm not going to walk over to there, but we've got another village over there that I'd like to talk about once we get there. But the big city, well, it's not really a big city. It's a very large town that is at the top of a cliff. There's an area that is industrial. It's going to have a lot of industry. I'm going to be using the crafter quite a lot in there. So there are factories, and there is an industrial port. So they do a lot of trading, not with countries in that direction, but countries in that direction. So I guess you can say this is the, wait, that's north. Yeah, eastern port. And because it doesn't have access to the ocean over here, which isn't, again, I know you can call them oceans in the game, but they're the size of small lakes. It's just that way. Anyways, of course, I'm going to be connecting every place with roads. So there will be a road coming through here. And things around here, like we'll have farms in many, many locations. The landscape here is going to be transformed completely so that you've got farms everywhere. One thing I'd like to do, especially off in this direction, getting maybe closer to that village, and there's another village on the other side of that mountain there. I'd like to build like a winery, but we don't have grapes, so we're using sweet berries. So sweet berry wine. And they're not vines, so you can't really call them vineyards. But this whole area, these plains are going to be filled with farms. Oh, I haven't even looked at this before. Oh, wow. So yeah, there'll be farms absolutely everywhere. Windmills? Sure. A lot of farmhouses. I do plan on adding in a few automated things like a wool farm with all the colors that I can get. And it's going to be so that everything that I need, I'm not having everything all in one place, but it gives me an excuse to travel around and be able to gather things that I need wherever I go. Now here we've got this village, and this is going to be completely transformed. I have a thought of putting like a main road that comes down through here. Comes through the village. It's a bit wider here, so more space. And I got the blacksmith there, a library there. I'll rebuild them, of course. But we'll have these. This is going to be so interesting to build in. And I don't want it to have it too like really built up. It's a small farming village, right? But I want to have like winding roads coming up here, and all these individual houses will be changed. This librarian will be repatriated with his library. This farmer will get his own place. But what I want to do with this village is make it so that the villagers can roam freely within the village, and there is no risk of them like escaping and getting out of the village. I'll also be breeding villagers here. I need to get a couple of villagers bred up so that I can transfer 3 villagers over in that direction. So I'm going to have to get rails. And right at spawn, I'm going to build a small compact iron farm. And that's going to be pretty interesting to do. Now, as I mentioned, there are resources that I've looked at where it shows you the kinds of businesses and buildings that you will find in a medieval town, village, city, whatever. And I think the likelihood of them being built. And it really depends on what we've got here. So this is agricultural, of course. So there will be a lot of things related to agriculture. And I'll probably have like a tanner somewhere. Probably outside of the village because, you know, they stink. Shepherd. Somewhere out there. Not in the village. Because I think a shepherd needs a lot of space. I'll have a field with sheep, which are not used. They just live there. And inside a building, I'll have an automated wool farm. So again, we'll have a library, and I think I'm going to make this a nice library. But most of the people living here will be dealing with farming. And I only have, I believe there is a cartographer's building. I think this may be it. I think there's an armorer. Armorer is in here. Are you? You're nothing. Okay, you lost your job. But I do have a farmer, a librarian. I used to have a cartographer, so there is a cartography building in here. Somewhere, yeah. So I need to figure out exactly what I'm going to build in this village. In the big city, I'm going to have everything. I'm going to have guilds. There's going to be guilds for everything. Down there, I've got these beautiful mountains all along there. And over here, like right in that peak, we've got a village. And that village is going to be a resort village. And so I'm going to make it look really nice. And since it's in the mountains, maybe I'll have a hot spring somewhere in there too. There's a village right there. That's a mining village. A lot of things like masons and a lot of the iron-related jobs as well. Armor, toolsmith, weaponsmith. And so I'll be able to travel to there and do my trading for those things. Here, I'll be able to do my farm trading. I have a librarian as well. So I've got mending trade in here. And I need to... Oh, jeez! Okay, that surprised me. Let me get out of here. Because I don't want him coming up and making it difficult for me to sleep. I was not expecting that. Okay. Cover up the holes. Jump scare while I'm doing one of these videos. That's not what I expected. But yeah, with planning of places like this, you want to figure out what is going to be the main product or products and build things that are appropriate for the village. With a city, it's going to have everything. You're going to have a lot of things that you would never find in villages. So there is that as well. You want to make sure that you are building things appropriately. Now, I don't like building these big ugly farms that stick out. I would like to build a mob farm for XP as well as the drops. Just a general mob farm. I'd be able to get everything, including, well, I'm going to need gunpowder and stuff like that, but I want to be able to get everything that I need, right? But yeah, we'll have to see about that. I'm not sure where I would build it, because I want it to be hidden. So, some kind of tower might be appropriate, but will it be ugly? Will it look appropriate? I'm not sure. There are ideas that I've got, but I don't know exactly how I'm going to do it. And that's one of the fun things, trying to figure that out. But there are other things that I would like to do. The capital city. I'm going to build the palace. Maybe not a castle, but a palace. And it's going to be at the top of the hill in the center of the city. And it's going to be probably one of my biggest projects in this world. But all of the villages, and this is part of the lore of this world, all of the villages and towns and cities are going to be walled. The starting village is not walled. I have reasons for it. But it's not a rich place. But they're all going to have walls because of all the things that come out at night. So all the monsters are part of the lore of this world. And I'm going to make it so that they're all safe. And I want to be able to have villagers walking around. Ooh, I thought that was a hole. I want villagers to be able to walk around without me worrying about them dying. But for the ones that I'm doing the trading with, I want to keep them inside their shops. And of course, they'll have a way of getting up to their bed and whatever inside their shop. So first floor is the shop, and upstairs they can live. So it's an interesting way of, I don't know if it's an interesting way of building things, but it's a challenge. And let me tell you what's going to be a challenge. Getting the road from that village over this way. This area is an absolute mess. Not easy. But this stuff I'm going to probably do on live streams. Not a specific video for the project. Because I just want to get roadways done. Not for a video, because I don't think that would be as interesting. But we are back here. Oh, you stuck? Yep. But yeah, like I said, we're back here, and I have so much that I need to do. I need to get rid of this thing. I need to figure out what to do with this guy who's screaming. What do I do with the screaming goat? One thing I'm planning on doing up here, probably right here where these trees are, I'm going to build a small shrine. I have a little pathway coming up here from that road, as well as coming down here, just to connect things up a bit. Kind of make a little bit like a garden around here. This is episode 14. It's going to be very, very small build. Just a small shrine. Maybe an agricultural shrine, something like that. I need to figure out all of the deities in this world, because they do have their own religion and their own gods and things like that. And in fact, I got a shrine 2-1 in that house there, in the living room. I'll go over there right now. But yeah, a lot of stuff around here. I need to make it look a little bit better. Like, there's not much I'm going to be doing over here. Pathways will be improved. But yeah, one thing that I'm not doing is upgrading or updating to 1.20.5 yet. I want to use shaders for certain things. And I don't think I'm going to need any of the copper stuff yet. Although I'm thinking of using copper bulbs possibly for the lighthouse, but we'll see. But anyways, that's the shrine thingy here. This is a very small statue. This is a nice view. I love how this place has turned out. But I do have a lot of planning to do for this world. I also need to get diamond armor. But I'd like you to let me know what you think. What kinds of things should I build in the certain villages, like a farming village, mining village, and a mountain resort village? Let me know what you think I should build. If you like videos like this, then please consider subscribing, and we'll see you next time. Bye-bye.